Flylady Diane here. I just wanted to give you a short introduction to where we're going to be working next week. We're going to be working in zone number 5, and as you can see behind me, zone number 5 is the living room, the family room, the den, whatever you want to call it. It's the room that you probably spend the most time in. If you're watching television, you're sitting down in an armchair reading a book, you're maybe doing homework. Now, zone 5 can be a bit of a double-edged sword because on the one hand, we're in this room so often that, there's probably not much junk in here, not obvious junk. We have the coffee table, that's the hot spot, but, we clear that off every night. But this week when you're decluttering, I really want you to think about things because we're in this room so often, sometimes we don't realise that we do have clutter in here. Take the bookshelves. Can you see we've got bookshelves there, we've got bookshelves on the other side and around the corner there, though you can't see them. It doesn't look like junk because, all the books are on the bookshelf. But the thing is, we've got a lot of books there that we don't read any longer. The kids don't want them, so that's what we're going to be working on next week. It's probably the same with, you've got a lot of DVDs that you're never going to watch again. You're maybe streaming things, through Netflix or HBO. Try and spend some time just thinking about things in this room that don't look like junk, but maybe need to go out the door and give you a bit more space in your living room. Now remember, before you do any missions, before you do any cleaning, any decluttering, make sure that you're dressed to shoes, and yes, I'm dressed to shoes. I've always got these lace-up old shoes that I used to use at the gym. I clean them up, I only wear them indoors. It doesn't have to be the same as, it doesn't have to be tennis shoes, things like that. If it's very warm where you are, just make sure you've got on some elasticated sandals, sports sandals, just something that you can wear indoors and that don't fall off your feet, because we don't want to be stepping on Legos with bare feet, and flip-flops, you can trip in them. So make sure that you're dressed to shoes. The other thing is you must make sure that you use your telephone or set a timer. I love using the timer because it's got a really good beep when it finishes, and it's really hard to avoid. And the thing is, we're only going to do, if you can't do 15 minutes of decluttering or 15 minutes of cleaning, do 5. The thing is, if you can just get started with 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it just gets the momentum going. Because the problem for us is we really don't want to start, and once we do start, we don't want to stop. But that's the thing, if you set the timer and say to yourself, you know what, when the timer goes off, I get to stop and sit down and I take a break, and then you can get restarted again if you want to. Now, it's up to you next week what you do in this room for the zones. Zone 5, the living room. You can look on the Flylady website and you'll see the zones posted Monday to Friday, and it's a mixture of cleaning and decluttering. It's some ideas to get you started. You may also have downloaded the Flylady Plus app and you'll see the missions posted every day. But please remember, you don't have to do 5 missions during the week. And it doesn't have to be, if you do Monday's mission on Friday, that's fine. Just do whatever you can, and these are just guidelines for you. But what we do want you to do is to do something. You've got to get up off your behind and do something. And it really doesn't take long, to see a bit of progress in your living room. Now, if you're doing cleaning this week, zone cleaning in the zone, I'm going to be, for example, hoovering, vacuuming, right down, getting into the corners, doing the skirting boards, what do you call them in American? You call them the baseboards. I'm going to be going up with my Flylady feather duster and doing the corners because we've got a few cobwebs up there. Luckily you can't see them in this video. You can look through the cleaning lists on the Flylady website or on the Flylady Plus app, but you know what, you don't have to do the whole thing. Just do 15 minutes, you know, set your timer and go for it, and you will be surprised how much you get done. Now, I shall also be doing a video for you next week of me doing a bit of decluttering and cleaning in there, so we can work along together. Or, you know, just put on the radio and work for 3 or 4 songs and then sit down and take a break. Now, while I'm on the subject of taking a break, the other thing is, this week in Zone 5, when you've done, you know, a bit of decluttering, a bit of cleaning, and I was trying to shut up these lovebirds that we've got in the back, sorry. Yeah, there they go. Just ignore them. Once you've done a bit of decluttering and cleaning in here, I want you to, you know, go ahead and spend a couple of dollars, a couple of pounds, 20 Danish crowns, and, you know, buy yourself a little plant, or, you know, a little knick-knack, or a little candle, or an LED candle if you've got pets or small kids, you know, and put it on the sofa, on the coffee table. You know, you deserve to see something nice there and to reward you for your efforts, all right? So I'm going to keep it short here because the birds are really getting noisy. It's fantastic weather in Denmark, so we've got loads of snow, but it's really bright and sunny, so the birds are beginning to get into spring humour. That's it for me, Flylady Diane in Copenhagen, Denmark. As I said, I will be cleaning in this room next week, so watch out for the video for that. And anyway, live long and prosper, have a fantastic day, and I shall see you on the other side. Bye for now.